We're here at Monday, 2/5, 2 more days, then a review, then a unit test. Okay, so this is working towards some stuff that you're going to see in future years a lot using some of the same skills from this year. Okay, so we have inputs listed here in the brackets. That means possible values for the x. Then we're going to list the expression. Then we're going to get the output, which will be the y. You don't have to worry about that much right now. But so the idea is I'm going to take the list of the x's right here, 0, 5, 7, and 10. Then for each one of them, I'm going to fill them in. So right here, notice that this rule is 9x. So you write the 9x right here. Then you fill in the value for the x. 9 times 0 is 0. Therefore, the y is 0. Okay, so we're writing what it equals. So right here, you see the 5. 9 times 5, so it's just the x. You get rid of the x, put the number in, and then 9 times 5 is 45. So here, let me do it this way on the next couple so you can see what I'm talking about. So the expression on these is 9x, right? So on this one, we're going to take the x out. We're going to put the 7 in, the substitution, putting this 7 in there. So 9 times 7 is 63. Then here, put in that 10. 9 times 10 is 9. Okay. Second one, we have the expression 5x squared. All right, so our inputs, our x's, we're going to put, we got 0, 1, 2, and 8. Okay, I'm just showing you that they don't have to be in some order like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. All right, so now what I want you to see here is that we're doing 5x squared on each one of them. All right, that's what we're doing on each one of them. So then what we're going to do is we're going to substitute out the x and put in the number. So here we have 0. So we're going to take this 0 right here, put it in for x. 0 squared, 0 times 0 is 0, times 5 is 0. Okay, next one, we're going to take the x out. We're going to put the 1 in. So 1 squared is 1. Then 1 times 5 is 5. Okay, now it is possible, and on some of these you definitely will need to, where you take this and it's like, I need to, 1 times 1 is 1, and then probably not on that one, but you're going to need to do some work like that on some of them. All right, next we have 2. Take the x out, put the 2 in. So 2 to the second power is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. Times 5 is 20. All right, next one, we have 8. So now we have 8 squared. So that's 8 times 8, which is 64, right? Then we have, so the next part, we know that that's 64. Be careful that you don't have 16 there. So then 5 times 64. Okay, so 64 times 5. Most people cannot do in their head. It's possible, but most likely not. Okay, so that's 320. All right, now you got 1600. That means you did the order of operations wrong. So make sure you have 320. All right, number 3. Our expression is 4 plus 3x squared. Okay, we're going to use 0. We're going to use 0.5. We're going to use 1, and we're going to use 4. Okay, so 4 plus 3 times 0. So 3 times 0 is 0. Okay, so that's 4 plus 0, and so that's going to be 4. Okay, next one we got 0.5. So we have 4 plus 3 times 0.5. So we got 3 times 0.5 gives us 1.5. 1 decimal place in the problem, so 1 in the answer. So now we got 4 plus 1.5. So 4.0 plus 1.5. Line up the decimal. Remember, the decimal's after it if you don't see it. So it's 5.5. Okay. Next one, we have 1. So we have 4 plus 3 times 1. So 3 times 1 is 3, plus 4 is 7. And then, oh, sorry, this was supposed to be squared. I totally goofed up the last one. Okay, so that doesn't change the first one. Actually doesn't even change this one because 1 squared is 1, and then 1 times 3 is 3, plus 4 is 7. Oddly enough, it only messed up one of them. I got to go back to this one, though. All right, so back to this one. So we had 0.5 squared. That's what we need to do. 0.5 times 0.5. Okay, that's going to be 0.25. 2 decimal places in the problem, so 2 in the answer. Okay, then we have to do that times 3. So 3 times 0.25. Okay, that's going to give us 75. All right, 0.75. So 4 plus 0.75. Okay, 4.00 plus 0.75. Line up the decimal like this, so we get 4.75. My fault on that one. So I guess I could say good opportunity to learn the lesson there. You pay attention to make sure you copy the problem down correctly and that you paid attention to what you're supposed to be doing. Fortunately, I caught it before I got to the end of the problem. All right, then 4. So we have 4 plus 3, and then 4 squared. 4 to the second power. 4 to the second power is 16. So we have 16 times 3, which is 48, plus 4, which is 52. All right, so number 4, we have a really one that you're not going to like it a lot. So we got 2/3 x plus 3/4. That is, unless you like challenges. Okay, so we have 0. Why I have 3 lines on this one instead of 4 in the next one, I do not know. But I do. But we need them all in there anyway. So this first one's going to be pretty easy because 2/3 times 0 is 0. Therefore, 0 plus 3/4, identity property, is 3/4. All right, 1/2. Now the fun begins. So we have 2/3 times 1/2 plus 3/4. This is actually the hardest one. Okay, so 2/3 times 1/2. Okay, so this is 2/6 or 1/3, right? So this reduces by 2, which I would probably do. So 1/3, now notice back up here, we got 1/3, it's not the answer, it's 1/3 plus 3/4. Notice where I'm getting this from, it's plus 3/4. Okay, so we got, for this part, we got 1/3, so 1/3 plus 3/4. Okay, so here we need a common denominator. Okay, that's going to be basically finding equivalent ratios with seeing what the multiple is. That's going to be 12. 3, 6, 9, 12, 4, 8, 12. So this is times 3. Same thing on the bottom and the top. This is times 4. Same thing on the bottom and the top. Okay, so 4/12 plus 9/12 is 13/12, which if you divide, put the top dog in the doghouse, that's the way I like to say it. So it's 1 and 1/12. All right, 1 and 1/12. All right, so next one we have 3. Now this one actually is deceptively easy. So we got 2/3 times 3 plus 3/4. Okay, so we got, first of all, okay, so 2/3 times 3 plus 3/4. All right, so this one, we're just going to put the 3 over 1. All right, so 2/3, let me show you what I'm doing here, times 3 over 1. So that's going to be top times top, bottom times bottom. All right, or you can simplify before you multiply. 3 divided by 3 is 1, 3 divided by 3 is 1, and you get 2. So it's 2 plus 3/4, and voila, that's an easy one, 2 and 3/4. All right, and then another one that's actually deceptively easy is the 9. So we got 2/3, kind of the same thing. So I'm just going to erase this right here. All right, we're going to put the 9. to 9 over 1. So 2/3. Watch right here. Same idea, right? So we got 2/3 times 9 over 1. I'm going to divide that by 3, divide that by 3. So I get 6. 2/3 of 9 is 6, plus 3/4 is 6 3/4. So 2/3 times 9 plus 3/4 gives us 6 3/4. All right, now we got x plus x squared. Now, I don't think you can add those together. You can't. All right, they're not the same kind of thing. So we got 0.5, we have 1/3, we have 2.2, and we have 24. Okay, so got you a nice fun one to finish with. All right, so we have 0.5 plus 0.5 squared here. Okay, so that's going to give us, so 0.5 squared means 0.5 times 0.5, which is 0.25. 2 decimal places in the problems, 2 in the answer. So now we got 0.5 plus 0.25. Line up the decimal, so we need an extra 0 there. So it's 0.75. Okay, there's the first one. Next one, we got 1/3. So we got 1/3 plus 1/3 squared. Okay, and then you're going to realize quickly what I did here. Much to your annoyance, that's going to give you a not common denominator. Okay, so we got 1/3 times 1/3. That's what 1/3 squared means. That's 1/9. Okay, so now we got 1/9 plus 1/3. Okay, I could put it right there beside it, but I'll put it down here just to not be confusing. So 1/3 plus 1/9. Okay, so we need to put them over common denominator. That is 9 times 3 times 3. Same on the bottom and the top. All right, and then this one just stays 1/9. So 3/9 plus 1/9 is 4/9. Okay, next one, 2.2. So 2.2 plus 2.2 squared. And you're like, no, why did you have to do that? Because I did. All right, so 2.2 squared. All right, fortunately, this is an easy multiplication one. That's 44. Skip a 0 on the second row, all right, because we're going to the next place. And then that's going to be 44 again. Add those up. 1, 2 decimal places in the problem, so 2 in the answer. So that's 4.84. But do not be deceived because that was just this part right here, right? So 4.84 plus 2.2. Make sure you line up the decimal in the problem. Line it up in the answer. So 7.04. And the last one, we have 24. Okay, which is actually a bit easier than the other one. So we got 24 plus 24 squared. Okay, so 24 times 24, I think is 576. All right, check though. All right, then this is going to be 48. Then we line up and add 6, 17. Yep, 576. Now, again, that's not the answer, though. Remember, we got that 24 to add to it. 576 plus 24 is 600. Okay, so make sure you got all those done, and you got some scratch work for me to see that you did that and get it turned in.